Hi, my name is Susie Snyder, and I wanted to provide this brief introduction for those of you who are signing up to take my online trainings or who are considering doing so. I am a clinical supervisor and clinical social worker, licensed clinical social worker in the Portland area, Portland, Oregon. I've been working here for the last 30 years. And my experiences have been in various settings and various roles. I began my practice as a child and family therapist for about 7 years at a local agency, community mental health agency, and then transitioned into being a school social worker for 3 years, and was then hired on at Portland State University to be a professor at the Graduate School of Social Work. And actually, I started as an adjunct there and then kind of worked my way up into being an associate professor and did that for over 20 years, taught advanced clinical practice skills for social workers. People were getting their masters in social work and learning therapeutic skills. Also taught many electives in working with children, working with adolescents, working with families, doing narrative therapy, doing clinical supervision. And most recently, for the last 3 or 4 years, I've been teaching a field seminar for students. All during this time of the last 30 years, I have also been engaged in a private practice that has always been at least half time. It's been a very robust part of my practice, and I have enjoyed providing therapy to individuals, adults, children, families, but also doing a lot of supervision. So right now my practice is mostly supervision, or at least 2/3 of it is supervising clinicians who are getting their license. And I do that both in groups and individually, and also provide advanced trainings, something called an advanced integrative training group that has a 5-month series that I've been repeating for the last 3 years, and with new material so that people can stay engaged in it if they want to. And then I also teach lots of all-day workshops and provide agency consultations. So that's kind of a mix of all the different things that I do. And my style, you will discover if you do some of these trainings with me, is generally very informal. I provide I try to strive to be personable and self-disclosing, open. I believe strongly in the fact that all of us struggle, and that it's a therapist's job is not to be perfect or to hold ourselves up as icons of mental health, but rather to be authentic and to share struggles and be real human beings. And I believe in a very strength-based and connecting kind of way of working. I'm particularly interested in providing trainings that help people take a stand against some of the pathologizing practices that have been part of the mental health system, so that we don't do any harm to clients and that we really connect with them in ways that are forward moving in their lives. If you decide to do some of the trainings that are on this platform, there's one on clinical supervision that provides the 6 hours of supervision training that you need in order to supervise people towards their clinical license or towards their LCSW. It also is relevant for people who are doing supervision in other disciplines. Although for counselors, you will need a total of 30 hours, and this only provides the first 6 of that, or a portion of that, the six hours of continuing ed. The supervision workshop I would describe more in a video that's just about that, but it's a very strength-based focus and integrates lots of different models and talks a lot about how to get started with people and create a collaborative working alliance with clear goals and clear expectations. I also have a workshop on here that's on integrative and approaches to working with trauma, and goes a lot into all kinds of levels of working with trauma. It's meant for not just clinicians who have a trauma-focused practice, but for all of us who are working with mostly clients. All of our clients are mostly human beings like we are, that have significant traumas in their life and can benefit from help to address those, or at least understand how those can kind of booby trap them or be significantly involved in the problems and symptoms that they are coming to therapy about. And so whether you're focusing on treating trauma or focusing on other issues, but just wanting to be more informed about how to address trauma as it comes up and how it relates to the work you're doing, this workshop is full of ideas And then finally, there's a workshop on ethics that's called The Ethics of Responsive Use of Self. And it's a workshop that doesn't focus on boundaries and codes and rules like some ethics workshops do, but is much more about helping therapists become more wholeheartedly present with their clients and build therapeutic alliances that are constructive and effective and impactful. A lot of the workshop is based on the idea that it is our kind of wholehearted connection and full engagement with clients that impacts therapy more than most other factors that we can provide. Really, the research shows that a positive therapeutic alliance is one of the most the strongest contributor to positive outcome that we're able to impact ourselves. And so I think you'll find it a kind of a fun workshop as well as one that's going to make you a more ethical therapist. So those are some of what's available. I also am in the process of recording what I'm hoping is going to be a freebie on this site of a shorter, just half-hour little review of the skills of supportive confrontation. So that's something that you could look at maybe before you purchased the longer workshops if you wanted to. I look forward to or hope that I have the opportunity to do more training with you and that you also feel comfortable asking me questions as they arise. Take care.